Here it is, the pre-recorded video as prophesized in the last chapter. This is Chapter 7, Kachan, I Know What We're Going to Do Today. Part 2, Insert Spy Music. Summary. School's only fun when you're not supposed to be there. Why the hell do you have 2 official UA gym uniforms in our size? Bakugo said as he held up the jumpsuit. Midoriya shrugged. Found them on the internet a few years back, he said, as if that was a reasonable answer. Bakugo, well aware of how that was the best answer he'd get, rolled his eyes. Yeah, okay, whatever. You sure this plan will work? I'm like 70% sure. You know what? That's good enough for me, Bakugo said. Let's blow this popsicle stand. This is so stupid, Bakugo said as they trudged through the wooded area behind UA. Why are we doing this? 'Cause you were bored. Okay, I mean, a little, but that doesn't mean I wanted to infiltrate one of the most secure hero schools in the country. Actually, it's ranked number 1 in both security and fortification by the Heroic Weekly as far as hero schools are concerned, Midoriya said, matter-of-factly. So it's not just one of the most secure facilities, it's the most secure facility. That's not better! Wow, touchy much? Bakugo groaned. Look, all I'm saying is that I don't want to potentially ruin my future of becoming a hero over a little understimulation. Relax, we won't get caught. You don't know that! What, are you doubting my ability to break into a heavily guarded hero base and look at top secret documents while using a plan I came up with? He looked at his non-existent watch, mockingly. 45 minutes ago? Kinda, yeah! Well, you totally shouldn't. Also, it's a bit late for second thoughts. We're here, Midoriya said. Midoriya pushed through the foliage, revealing a 30-foot tall wall jutting out from the forest. Remind me why I'm your friend again? Because I'm immortal and you have a bad habit of blowing up your friends, Midoriya said without pause. Now brace yourself. This part is going to be a little messy. Midoriya gave Bakugo a second to dive for cover before he placed a well-aimed kick using 10% of One For All at the base of the wall, taking out a large chunk of the wall and completely shattering Midoriya's foot. What are you doing? Killing 2 birds with 1 stone, Midoriya gestured to the generous hole in the wall. Now we have a way in. He then pointed at his completely decimated leg, and a reason to get where we need to go quickly without too many questions. Have I mentioned how much I hate you? Bakugo grinned as he said it. Once or twice, Midoriya replied, mirroring the same grin. Now, come on, this is going to be so much fun. Is it recording? It's recording. No one paid attention to the 2 boys as they made their way across the school grounds and into the actual building, other than to give them a wide berth as soon as they saw them. This was probably because Bakugo was glaring at anyone that came near, or perhaps it was just that no one wanted to get too close to Midoriya, who had slung one arm over Bakugo's shoulder and was limping down the hallway while leaking blood from his leg, which was impaled with pieces of wall. This, as you can imagine, was not an appealing sight. It didn't help that Midoriya, who hadn't experienced pain in over a decade, was not particularly good at faking it. I mean this in the kindest way possible, but Midoriya's expression looked like he had just snorted a bottle of lemon juice. Like he had just snorted a bottle of lemon juice after becoming acquainted with pig droppings as he let out pitiful and frankly lacking any emotion ows. You look constipated, idiot, Bakugo gritted out. Well, I'm sorry, I don't exactly have the best reference for how a person in pain is supposed to look, Midoriya hissed as they rounded a corner. What about before you got your quirk? You mean 10 years ago? Midoriya interrupted. I know for a fact you were in pain then. I think I actually punched a couple of your teeth out by accident when we were 4. Remember that? Midoriya just stared at Bakugo. What? He looked away. You have issues. I have issues? What about you, suicidal adrenaline junkie? Hi, a new voice interjected. Both Midoriya and Bakugo slowly looked up to see a bouncy, blue-haired girl waving at them. Hi? Midoriya said. Sorry for interrupting your argument, but I couldn't help but notice that you seem kind of broken. She looked down at Midoriya's leg. Wow, it looks even more painful up close. Oh, it is? Midoriya said, before remembering that most people would be in agony in this situation. Ugh, he groaned. Ow, it really hurts. Bakugo slapped his face. I bet, the girl continued, ignoring Midoriya's lackluster acting. I'm Nejire Hado, and you two must be first years, because you're too small to be third years, and I know all the second years. I was just going to get a drink, but then I saw you two, and my curiosity got the better of me. My friends tell me I'm too curious sometimes, but I think that the more you know, the better. Anyways, how'd you do that? Training accident, Bakugo said. At the same time, Midoriya said, faulty jetpack. Faulty jetpack? Bakugo mouthed at Midoriya, who in turn just shrugged. Nejire tilted her head. Well, you see, Midoriya started. We were training with the rest of our class when a faulty jetpack flew out the window and hit my leg. We were outside over by the D-Wing, support department. Nejire nodded. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. But why are you guys over here? Recovery Girl's office is that way. She pointed back behind the way they came. Yeah, and so is the D-Wing, Midoriya continued. So? Didn't you hear me say the support department was involved? Trust me, no one's making it through there for a while. We're taking the long way to Recovery Girl. Understandable, Nejire said. Well, I'd hate to keep you, especially in that condition. Guess I'll see you around. Considering neither of the boys were officially students of UA, yet, this was not true, but Nejire was not aware of this and was simply being polite. Don't read too much into it. The two boys waved at the excitable girl and let out twin breaths of relief as she turned down a different hallway. Faulty jetpack? Bakugo said aloud. What? It could have happened. For someone so smart, you really are an idiot. Please, she didn't suspect a thing. Yeah, about that, Bakugo started before Midoriya directed him to a different hall. Left. I have a feeling I should be suspicious of how good a liar you are. If you had to explain how you're alive multiple times without having a legitimate reason like me, you'd be a good liar too. I still can't believe no one's suspected us yet. I told you if you act natural, you'll be fine. Basic infiltration technique, Midoriya said as he turned Bakugo down another hallway. This place is a fucking maze, Bakugo grumbled. We're nearly there. Quit whining. I'm not whining, Bakugo whined. Yes, you are. Do you even know where the hell we are? Of course. I looked at the fire escape plans before we came. UA has a surprising number of fire drills, 'cause support students. Bakugo huffed. Whatever, just get us there soon. I don't want us to get caught. Midoriya stopped in his tracks, causing Bakugo to stumble as he struggled to pull his crippled friend along. What the fuck, nerd? I didn't say to stop. We're here, Midoriya said, looking at the unmarked door in front of him before grinning. Time to have some fun. Bring it. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed up. My allergies are acting up because I put on a hoodie and I didn't realize it was covered in cat hair, and I'm allergic to cats. So I've been sneezing and sniffling this whole time. Sorry about that. Chapter 7, Kachan, I know what we're going to do today. Part 3, 77 points. Summary. Bakugo's tired of Midoriya's bullshit. It's locked, Bakugo said as he rattled the handle. Ha! It'll take more than simple locks to keep me out. Midoriya limped to the door and took the handle in his hand. With a loud crack, he twisted hard, causing the locking mechanism to break and the door to swing open. That works, Bakugo said as he stepped into the room. The office housed several filing cabinets, each one systematically neat and tidy. In the back corner, there were several computers and monitors for some unknown reason. Wow, Midoriya said, after following Bakugo inside the office and closing the door, as much as it could be closed in its current condition, behind him. This looks super stereotypical. We have to sort through all these files? It looks super organized, so it probably won't take too long. Are you ignoring the fact that you just put your dormant hand out of commission while trying to look cool? It's going to be hard for you to do much of anything in that condition. It's fine, I'm ambidextrous. You most definitely are not. Midoriya shrugged. I can fake it. Besides, it didn't hurt too much. I'm getting better control with One for All. Word to the wise. Ambidextrousness is not something that can be faked. If you have doubts about this, then you may wish to conduct a simple experiment. Just try writing your full legal name, or perhaps even your illegal name if you wish, with your dominant hand and then the other. Chances are one will look far better than the other regardless of how much you were trying to fake it. If this is not the case, then you really are ambidextrous, which is probably something you should have known at this point in your life. Unless, of course, you are 3 years old, in which case you would probably not know if you were ambidextrous because you are only 3. I would also ask you, if you are indeed 3, to please stop reading this, because as impressive as it is that you can read at your age, this fic swears kinda a lot, and I do not need teaching a toddler how to swear on my conscience. Whatever. What are we even looking for anyways? Bakugo asked. The reports from the entrance exam, since it was only this morning, they shouldn't be too hard to find. What makes you think they even have them filed yet? They probably don't, but on the off chance that they do, we'll be able to see if I made it in. Oh, I have to sneeze. I paused so I could sneeze, but I didn't sneeze. I might sneeze in the middle of reading. You're telling me that you had us break into UA on an off chance? Well, I mean, I was also really bored. You know how energetic I get, what with my quirk and all. You cannot blame your poor decisions on your quirk. Hey, you decided to come with me. I really hate you. Sure you do. Now quit yapping and get to looking. Bakugo wisely decided to do just that. It didn't take long before he found a large manila folder labeled Entrance Exam, Year 20XX. Hey dumbass, this what we're looking for? Midoriya limped over to Bakugo and took a look at the folder. I think so. You take one half and I'll take the other, he said as he split the papers and handed a large stack to Bakugo. Holy shit, this is a lot. It was. Even with the report limited to only a page per participant, there were several hundred sheets. This is due to the fact that both All Might and several other popular heroes were UA alumni, and as such, most people considered UA to be the most prestigious hero school, and it was still quite funny that so many students tried for UA, even though there were over a dozen hero schools across the country with excellent reviews as well. Luckily, between the two of them, it only took about 2 minutes and 46 seconds before Bakugo found his sheet. Hell yeah! First place, bitch! Wait, let me see, Midoriya said, and Bakugo fumbled over the page until Midoriya finally pulled it from his grip. 77 points. Nice. Hold up, this says you tied for first place. What? With who? It doesn't say. Bakugo started frantically tearing through the papers in both stacks, looking for his mysterious rival. Who the fuck? He grumbled. This is kinda odd. Midoriya jabbed at his paper. It says here you got 77 villain points and 0 rescue points. Does that mean you get points for rescuing people? Midoriya gasped. Kachan, that means I might have got in after all. Bakugo had stopped sorting through the papers, having found what he was looking for. He clutched a single sheet tightly. No, it can't be. Did you find who you're tied with? Ah! Bakugo threw the paper, which just drifted lazily through the air, unsatisfactorily. He then pivoted on his feet and shook Midoriya by the shoulders, his quirk active. Whoa, watch it! These clothes are collectibles! You said you only got 15 points! Midoriya's eyes widened in realization. Wait. He pried himself from Bakugo's grip and ran to the fallen paper. He turned it over to see his own green eyes staring back at him. Midoriya Izuku, first place, tie, 17 villain points, 60 rescue points. Heck yeah! Midoriya jumped excitedly. We're going to UA! Excuse me. Bakugo trembled with rage. I will not be beaten by a nerd like you. I didn't beat you. We tied. Midoriya started, rifling through the papers once more. Same thing. You're too competitive. I'm not competitive. I just want to win. That's what competitive means. Yeah, well, Bakugo stopped talking and stared at Midoriya. What are you doing? We found our scores. Let's get out of here. I'm trying to find Uraraka's score. Who? The girl I saved. She wasted a lot of her time looking for me after I got crushed. I'm trying to see if she still got enough points to get in. Midoriya held up a piece of paper. Hey, it's the French dude. He got in too. The who? French dude. He complimented my glitter before the exam. Bakugo wrinkled his nose. Your blood glitter? Why would he do that? I don't know. He said it was high quality, though. The hell does that mean? It's blood glitter. Midoriya shrugged. I'm not really sure, but the French know their glitter, so it made me happy. You are so stupid. The French know their glitter. What gave you that idea? Hey, Hey, I found her! Midoriya looked at Uraraka's report as he ignored Bakugo. Good news! She made it in. Ooh, third place too. Huh. What? Well, it's just she got 45 rescue points, which is fine. It's just weird since, she kind of failed to rescue me. Thought that counts? Must be. That does seem like something Nezu would do. Midoriya moved the papers back into the folder as Bakugo picked up the sheets that had fallen to the ground in his rage. This was a whole lot easier than I imagined. Bit concerning, actually. It would be really simple for some villains to stage a distraction, break into UA, and go through some of the documents to figure out how to stage a mass attack without anyone being the wiser. The two boys didn't say anything for a moment, allowing the foreshadowing to sink in. Oh well, Midoriya shrugged. Not my problem. Bakugo rolled his eyes. Whatever you say, nerd. Now let's get the hell out of here. And now we go to the next part of this chapter. Okay, we're at the next part of the chapter. I'm still sniffling. Chapter 7. Kachan, I know what we're going to do today. Part 4. That creepy rat face. Summary. Somehow Midoriya's bullshittiness increased, and Bakugo was not amused. Well, I guess we're not going back that way, Bakugo said, looking at the hole in the wall they had created that was now surrounded by several students and teachers. The teachers especially looked confused at the undesirable lack of wall in that one area. Midoriya hummed, sounding slightly disappointed. Drats. I was afraid of this. You expected them to find it? Midoriya shrugged. I knew there was a chance. Then you also made a plan to get out of here. Midoriya stayed quiet. You did, right? You do realize I had like 15 minutes and a bus ride to plan... Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, sorry if that was loud. I don't know if that's gonna be loud on the recording. You do realize I had like 15 minutes and a bus ride to plan the entire successful infiltration of the... I paused the recording because I don't know how loud that was, and my sneezes usually come in sets of 3 or more. I think I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh. Okay, hopefully that was the last sneeze. You do realize I had like 15 minutes and a bus ride to plan the entire successful infiltration of the #1 hero school. But that wasn't enough time to come up with a way out, Bakugo hissed. Just give me a moment. I'll come up with something. Midoriya put his hand to his temple in concentration. What, like using your good leg to break another hole in the wall? I got it. That wasn't a suggestion, dumbass. No. We don't have to do anything like that. We just have to walk out. Bakugo slapped his head. Brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? Seriously, we just have to go to the gate and walk out. We look like students, and no one will bat an eye at 2 boys leaving school early for, say, a dentist appointment. Yeah, because no one will wonder why we both have dentist appointments at the same time. I didn't say it was perfect. Bakugo paused and thought it over. You sure this will work? Won't us opening the gate alert the teachers? I don't want Ratface knowing we're here. Oh, I'm sure he already knows. What? Midoriya laughed. You didn't think we broke into UA without anyone knowing, did you? He started to walk away, motioning for Bakugo to follow him to the gate. Is that not what's happening right now? Don't get me wrong, I'm flattered, but you can't honestly think that I'm smart enough to outwit the principal of UA, who literally has an intelligence quirk. Midoriya's reaction made Bakugo feel stupid. He, like most people, did not like feeling stupid, so he decided to keep talking. Since his goal was to not feel stupid, this was in itself a stupid decision to make, considering that they were both aware that Midoriya knew more about UA and its teachers than Bakugo did. He's a bit of a nerd, in case you've forgotten. Yeah, well, then why the hell are we still here? Midoriya shrugged. I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say that Nezu used his facial recognition technology and ran it through UA's database. He probably saw that we were the first place winners in the entrance exam and got curious as to what we were doing. He might have watched us through the cameras as we went through the files, and is possibly still watching us even now. Bakugo stared at his friend. What? It's just a guess. How would he even know we were here in the first place? No one else suspects us. No one else suspected us. Midoriya laughed again. You're kidding, right? There's probably some detection tech at the gate that we tripped coming through. There are cameras all over the place. Midoriya pointed to a few places as they walked. Bakugo couldn't see any cameras, but Midoriya seemed fairly confident in his pointing. And there is a trail of blood marking our path through the school. I mean that literally, not figuratively. He gestured to his bleeding leg. Midoriya looked down at it in surprise. Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot about that. We should probably fix that at some point. Not till we get back home. I don't want to push our luck by sticking around for an extra 5 minutes. You're just gonna look like that for the entire bus ride? Why not? 'Cause people will freak out. Maybe they should just mind their own business. Bakugo rolled his eyes. Fair enough. Midoriya stopped in front of the gate. What now? How do we open it? You have got to be kidding me, Bakugo growled. How did you just expect we could open it from the inside? Gah! You are such an idiot. This is fine. This is totally fine. I can figure something else out, Midoriya said, his voice a bit panicky. There must be a button or lever somewhere, right? You can break into UA, no sweat, but this is what freaks you out? Shut up and let me think. I can't believe I let you convince me to do this. We're gonna get caught, and then our careers as heroes will be over, and we'll have to become vigilantes and run from the law, and All Might's gonna hate us. Personally, I don't know what Bakugo was so worried about. Becoming vigilantes sounds like an absolute blast. Unfortunately, that is not the route this story is going, as Midoriya decided to cut off Bakugo with an idea. I got it! Kachan, throw me over the wall! On second thought, perhaps they will become vigilantes, after all, because that was the dumbest idea ever. What? No, that's the dumbest idea ever, Bakugo said, just proving my point. Do you have a better idea? Literally anything would be better than... There was a click, and the gate very slowly started to open. Yeah, I have a better idea, Bakugo continued. Let's just go out. Nezu must have seen us struggling and decided to help us out. Bakugo shuddered. Can we please not talk about that creepy rat watching us? He looked over his shoulder warily. It makes me feel violated. You're fine, you big baby, Midoriya said as he strolled out of UA and raised a hand to wave back at the building. So long, Nezu. See you soon. Nezu leaned back in his chair and watched through the security cameras as Midoriya and Bakugo made their way across campus. He poured a fresh cup of tea as they spoke to Nejire and chuckled as they broke into his filing office. Technically speaking, there was no reason to have all these official documents on paper, what with the high-tech the school utilized. However, Nezu found he liked keeping a physical copy of most things, just in case. His phone rang just as the two boys started arguing about tying for first place. Hey, Nezu, is this about the hole in the wall? Huh? Oh, yeah, Don't worry about it. I've got the situation under control. Nezu hung up. The entire time, his eyes never left the screen. The boys left the building and headed back towards the wall, finding the students and teachers now gathered around it. Now, what will you do? Nezu muttered to the empty room. The cameras outside weren't equipped with microphones, so the principal attempted to read Midoriya and Bakugo's lips as they walked to the gate. It was quite difficult, even for someone as skilled at the art of lip reading as Nezu. He actually had a medal he had won for lip reading a few years back in his closet, although that wasn't very important. He managed to pick up the gist of the conversation and was pleasantly surprised to learn that Midoriya had no illusions that his little excursion had gone unnoticed. His pleasant surprisedness rose a few notches as the boy went ahead to point out several, although admittedly not all, of his hidden cameras. Nezu watched as the two tried to figure out how to surpass the gate. It was quite funny to watch the young boy struggle, but eventually Nezu took pity on them and opened the gate remotely. So long, Nezu. See you soon. How very interesting. Nezu made a mental note to warn Aizawa of his new problem children. Until then, he decided to look more into the two, absolutely giddy with the prospect of having these two as students in his school. What fun they would have. That's the end of this chapter. The end of this video as well, because my throat and the allergies are kicking my butt. So you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you next time. Goodbye.